BLUELOCK Chapter 334 has finally released its official chapter, with the match of BLUELOCK vs France currently underway. With BLUELOCK restarting the play from a corner kick, how will Ugo's offer to Isagi affect his resolve? Well, in today's video, I'll be going through the events of the latest chapter and giving you my thoughts and predictions as to how the events of this latest chapter could impact the rest of the story. Now, unlike my leak videos, which usually have inaccurate translations and low quality images, this video will only contain content from the official chapter. That way, you can enjoy the BLUELOCK series in its truest and best form. Now, without further ado, let's just jump right into the chapter. The chapter begins with Bachira rushing up for a corner kick as Isagi and Ugo have their dialogue from the last chapter. The opening tagline to the chapter says, "Japan is down by 1 goal. Even with the enemy's declaration looming, they press towards the French goal to carve out their status as number 1. The chapter is titled Chapter 334, Time to Wake Up. As Bachira rushes in, Ugo speaks to Isagi. If you keep striving to be the world's best striker, BLUELOCK will be annihilated here. Bachira begins to swing his leg as Isagi, using metavision, begins to read the field as we see Audio in the box matching up with a France player and Rain marking Loki. Isagi then begins to think to himself, "Shut up. If you think you can outwit us, then go ahead and try it." Bachira then taps the ball to the side, faking out a pass to the middle. This shocks both Charles and France's goalkeeper named Renoir as Ugo watches calmly. Huh? A side pass? That's not a simple cross. It's a short corner. Yori picks up the ball as Bachira rushes behind him. Run the signal play. Renoir screams as we see Rin continue to hold Loki while Isagi rushes around Hermes. They're up to something. We get an overview of the box from above as Renoir screams again. Cover your marks. Loki then doesn't listen and doesn't cover his mark and begins to rush Hiyori with Godspeed as Hiyori readies his leg. Too late. Hiyori then uses a feint to bait Loki before sending a pass to Bachira, who's behind him. Totes. Renoir freaks out again. Bachira again? He's right by the line. Bachira rushes Renoir as it turns into a close-up 1v1 matchup. But I won't let you make a close-up shot. However, Bachira smiles. This is when I do something cool. Bachira then does a chip shot away from the goal, shocking Renoir and another defender. Huh? A pass away from the goal. The ball heads towards Reo, who rushes into the goal box. Nice, Bachi. I'm wide open. However, Ugo appears and matches up against Reo. Are you? No shooting for you, copy machine. Reo appears startled and then smiles. Shooting? Because Reo lets the ball fly past him as Isagi rushes in to take the shot in his place. That's not the plan. Renoir is freaking out. He ignored it. Isagi then begins to speak to Ugo. Weren't you gonna crush me with logic, you second best bastard? This is mine. However, as Isagi rushes in, Charles comes over and collides with him as they spark up a small dialogue. Not yet. The contrarian's here. Whenever BLUELOCK uses a pattern we don't know, we keep a close watch on the most annoying spot, aka where Yoichi Isagi is. That's my job. Isagi begins to think to himself. No way. They ruined our first signal play? All of a sudden, Rain appears to provide assistance. Pass it. Isagi. Over here, come on. Isagi then reflects on what Ugo said, as we see his ego explode and the puzzle pieces emerge. If you embrace your destiny as second best, BLUELOCK can get even stronger. Shut up. I'm gonna live as number 1. Despite being pressured by Charles, Isagi takes a shot with his left foot. Rain is pissed. You. Karasu watches calmly as Bachira comments. Go. The shot flies down the pitch, passing Bats and Audio, who's marking Gabon. However, Renoir flies in, catching Isagi's shot. This is the only place it could have gone. This shocks the stadium as the announcer comments. He stopped it. Isagi is shocked as Ugo begins to speak to him. See? Without your 2-gun volley or your direct shot, you're a below average striker. At this rate, BLUELOCK will lose because of you. It's time to wake up, Yoichi Isagi. You can change. Know your place and obey your destiny. Ugo and Loki begin to restart the play as Ugo extends a hand to Isagi. Isagi is startled as Bachira and Hiyori begin to panic. For real? Damn. What are we gonna do? Rin scoffs as Ego thinks to himself. We can't use Yoichi Isagi. On the final page of the chapter, we see Karasu looming over the pitch as he taps into flow and his aura flares. Suitability, destiny, the world's second best? The closing tagline to the chapter says, amidst the unprecedented crisis where all seems lost, shockwaves spread across Japan, startling everyone, except for Karasu Tabito. No break next week. To be continued in chapter 335, Transformation. And that was the chapter, and if I'm being honest, it was kind of crazy. Before I get into my thoughts, I want to remind you guys that if you are enjoying this video so far, to leave me a like and subscribe down below to show your support for more Blue Lock content just like this. Now, to start, let's talk about that opening page. Now, before you start to get hasty, this is not official. Based on it, I believe it's an AI coloring, so this is not Ugo's official color palette. I just want to bring that up now before people start getting some crazy ideas and theories. Going into Bachida's corner kick, I never expected a fake out pass to Hiyori. Seeing audio in the box, I was expecting a high cross, but this is pretty good too. As for Hiyori, I think he just beat the fraud allegations. Hiyori legit dribbled around Loki after fainting him. This is the Hiyori who was in the Ubers game that had all this plot. It's all over again. I do think though that this play was intentional by Loki, since he really has shown no effort in taking the ball or trying to touch the ball in any way. Against Rain in the opening chapter, and now here, Loki could have taken the ball, but he never did. I do have this theory that Loki made a kind of bet with Ugo saying that he wouldn't touch the ball for the first half of this game to kind of give Japan a chance. And by the events of this chapter, it seems kind of likely. As for the link-ups with Ryo, I think Ryo was being used as bait here, and based on Ryo's face, I don't think that this was the intention. I think he sort of just fell into this role because of Ugo's mark. As for the play with Isagi here, it really parallels Onazi from the Nigeria game. Isagi shooting while in a restricted position by defenders, Bachida's go mirroring Kuso's in that game. I just feel like I needed to draw attention to that. As for the goal being blocked, I do get it, but I also don't. This was the same keeper that Isagi scored on during the PXG game twice. After these 50 days of training, I feel like Isagi should have been able to score on him again, but I do understand the narrative that he didn't. Ugo does also bring up the aptitude of the two-gun volley and him being unsuitable to be a striker if you take away the two-gun volley, which does bring up a nice parallel to Kaiser and Rain in the PXG game, where Rain says to Kaiser that if he takes away his shooting ability, then Kaiser's just nothing. I love those Isagi and Kaiser parallels. I just can't get enough of them. For the final thing of this chapter, highlighting Karasu, I do think he's going to have a very big role in the next chapter. Based on the title of the next chapter being transformative, I think that Karasu getting an evolution or an awakening is pretty likely. As for my opinion as to what I think he's going to get, I think that Karasu is going to awaken Predator Eye. From Karasu's style in the series, he appears to be very analytical, but also very hyperfixative. And based on the position that Japan is in right now, they are in a restrictive environment. If Karasu is the only one who is calm, then he might be a restrictive type, which would mean he can get Predator Eye. I could talk more in depth for this theory in the future, but I'll just have to save it for another day. As for my full predictions of the next chapter, I think it is going to be focused on a France counterattack, with Karasu making some kind of interception using Predator Eye to kind of end off the chapter. I would also love to see a non-Isagi link-up come out of Karasu, but that's just me. And with that, those are just my thoughts and predictions regarding Blue Lock chapter 334. Now, according to sources, we are not going to be going on a break week next week, so I'm very excited to see what's going to happen to the Blue Lock series going into the next chapter. Aside from that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. I just want to leave a final reminder to join my Discord server if you're ever interested in getting any more involved with our amazing community. As for the question of the video though, what would you rate Blue Lock chapter 334 on a scale of 1 to 10? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.